let's talk about dead bugs. The dead bug is a family of exercises. It's actually almost like on a continuum of exercises. You can make this as fancy or as basic as you want. There's going to be a version of a dead bug for every single person's exercise program, no matter who they are. So I'm going to try to go as in depth with this. I'm going to start with one that you might want to start with if you haven't ever done a dead bug, and kind of we'll keep on exploring progressions on those dead bugs and find the one that's right for you. A couple of things on this. We want to make sure that you never feel this exercise in your lower back ever. If you do feel it in your lower back, immediately stop and kind of make some adjustments. That's going to be very necessary. What happens when you feel it in your lower back is compression is happening with your discs, and we don't want that. That doesn't feel good for your body when it's happening, and it won't feel good for your body long term. So if you're ever feeling this in your back, stop. Let's make some changes. We'll kind of judge it a little bit and figure out which version is going to be right for you. Another thing is, with this exercise, the whole point of it is to engage your abdominal muscles, specifically your lower abdominals. So you're going to feel this a lot in your abs. That should be the primary place that you feel it. Sometimes people feel it a little bit in their legs, which is okay, but we're really seeking that feeling in the abs. So I'm going to show you version number 1 of our dead bug. So you just lay flat, and I'm on the floor, but it might feel better on a mat. Your legs are going to come up and your arms are going to come up, and you're going to press your low back into the mat, and at the very least have it in a neutral position. But when we press our back flat into the floor, the mat, or whatever surface you're lying on, it takes out that curvature of the spine that's going to make it risky to where you are going to compress those lower back discs. So this is version number 1. You're just holding for time. So you can do just a dead bug hold right here. And from there, you can actually progress to reaching your arms over your head. So once again, just kind of checking in, making sure your lower back stays flat. You're just reaching up and reaching back. The next version of this exercise is using your legs only. So we're just reaching our heels down towards the floor. We're keeping the same bend in the knee, so we're not straightening the leg yet. We're imagining that your whole leg is in a leg cast, and it's bent at 90 degrees and it's staying that way. So we're just reaching down towards the floor, keeping the lower back flat. Now we can start to get a little bit fancier. You can start to do just a leg reach. Lower back has to stay flat. So we can start to reach with just the leg. So we're working right here, legs only. The higher that your foot, the easier that this is for your abs. So maybe we start up here and then we end up down here where it's a little bit more challenging. We're checking to make sure we're not in pain, but just remember, high is easier, a little bit lower is a little bit harder. So here's where things start to get a little bit more tricky for people. What we're going to be doing is we're going to reach opposite arm and opposite leg. Notice how one hand stays completely up towards the ceiling and the whole time. And then the other hand is reaching up over the head. So that's really important to keep track of. If most people have a hard time keeping track of this stuff, so if we're having a hard time with it, you can actually think about like touching your opposite knee while you do that, while you do this exercise. And if that works for you, that's great. If it's just another thing that's going to get you confused, just ignore what I just said. Next version of this is straight arm, straight leg. If our straight arm, straight leg version becomes easy, we can start to make it a little bit tougher. We can start with the legs and arms straight. Once that gets to be easy, we can do another really fun version of it, which is going to be double leg and double arm action. So we're going to start here. We're going to keep that 90-degree bend in our legs. Once again, checking in with that lower back, making sure it doesn't come up. We're just going to reach with our arms and our legs, barely touch the floor. You never want to rest them on the floor, and then right back up. So we always want to keep the tension on our abs. We should have that shaky feeling. I hope you saw that shake that I just did. Oh, here it is again. And then we're right there. Want to make this tougher? Okay, I'm so glad that you wanted to make it tougher, because I do too. So we're just going to do a little reach here. Remember, the higher the feet, the easier it is. And then we have our full version, which is going to be super fun. So we have straight arms, straight legs. Okay, so those are fun. There are also other versions that we're not going to go into today that involve like different equipment and stability balls. The possibilities with dead bugs are endless. Like I said, they're a family of exercises and they exist along a continuum. So find your version of dead bug. We want to make sure that your lower back isn't hurting. We want to make sure that your abs are working. They can hurt a little bit, that's fine. And we want to make sure that this is an effective exercise for you because it's crucial for back health.